I sometimes do something that's slightly different in the tremolo to what most people do. And normally the tremolo goes thumb, ring finger, middle finger. Okay, so you have. And many people leave a big gap between the thumb note and the first treble note. So you hear this. And there's a kind of gap there. Well, that's okay for a lot of, especially when the bass is interesting things. But sometimes when the melody needs to make a big jump, it's better to, instead of divide it into 4 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, to make the thumb note much shorter. So here you play just normally. It's just straight. But here, so the top note comes much sooner, and not. So when you need to make the listener's ear go up to the high note, don't give them a long bottom note, because if not, the high note will be delayed too much.
Right, so it's almost like a grace note between the thumb and the...
Sort of, yeah. And it means that sometimes the rhythm may be just slightly knocked off, but you can the piece is fluid enough to where you don't have to hit everything like a metronome, and it keeps the listener's ear more on the top. So I think that's one of the things that I do that makes the tremolo sound maybe a little better at times. Anyway, yeah. Another little cheat I do. The way Tarrega has written this, he's done it with a left-hand slur. I decided to change that, and although on the record you can't tell, because it just goes smoothly, that little twiddly bit at the end of these lines often sounds so clicky, and it really breaks the line, and it should be just like a little wobble in the voice as it comes. So I changed it, instead of going, which is what he's written, to just straight. And I just make the tremolo just go da-dee-da, straight like that. So when you have it... So it's much smoother.
Yeah,
It joins.
It's very
better.
subtle.
Yeah. Which I think is maybe close to what he was looking for, except that, he found one way that worked for him, but I can't make it work in his way. But this way I think it works.
No, he probably wasn't even thinking along those lines. He's like, yeah.
Well, sometimes composers who are players write out something that they're not really quite sure what they're doing. It's often happened, and so they have to write something to tell us what they're doing, but it's not always exactly the way it is.